Szewczaks. It's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to another Translucent Monday in October. I've been to Madeira and I've got inspired to do a Translucent Monday. You're going to see it very soon. But before I start the Translucent Monday, I want to show you the view. It's so beautiful, but there is an even more beautiful view somewhere in the mountains, because they have the most dramatic viewpoints you've ever seen. But anyways, I filmed some of this Translucent Monday in Madeira when I could, so let's get started on it. Anyways, I've started with this leaf bead that I had already, and I've decided to use it in today's Translucent Monday. I also bought some cats made out of pine wood, and they feel really light as feathers, although they were made with that pine wood. And the bag full of them felt really light for what they were too. So there's my lettuce, kale, and rhubarb, and maybe this would be the turtle tory. But anyways, just wanted to show you what I got. So I took the bells off the cats, hoping that I could salvage them in some sort of way. Would they look good as ice? I don't know, never tried it. But anyways, I did not bring wire with me, but that's fine. Then maybe I'll try to crochet a flamingo neck or something. I'm going to just push in this pink wool. Maybe not that one. This one. Maybe I'm trying new things. It will not be that posable unless I can put the wire in when I get home back to Northern Ireland. But for now, we're just going to push that in to get the flamingo neck made. How do I push it in? Okay, I had to use a needle and thread the wool in. And it's working for that tiny sewing hole in the bead. Okay, so we've got a start for it, and now let's start building up the neck. The only wire I have is from my dolls, but maybe I'll just do it to ones that have like excess wire in them. Carmela, how did I put so much wire to hold her foot in? I was just too paranoid about her beads coming off, so I just have to remove that. She's holding up well, and I just need that in desperation. I really should have packed wire. Why didn't I do it or forget to do it? Okay, just salvage it for this project. There. Anyways, they're quite short bits, but it could work. For posability, somehow if I figure out how to use those short bits, okay, time for crocheting the neck in. To see where it goes, and I think I'll thread that to this needle. I just like trying new techniques, so that's why I've challenged myself to this. And now I'm questioning why. As of time when I filmed this footage, but maybe it paid off in the end. Okay, I managed to thread it, and now I will push it in, and hopefully this will work, cause it took a while. Okay, now that should work. Managed to make a small hook for the legs that I'm going to add later. For now, we're going to use also that leftover piece of wire to attach the neck. I'll use some pink wire at home, but yet I just need to put this hook, make a hook out of that, or maybe better stitch it in with this thread. I can always add legs at home. So I will keep the leaf translucent because this is supposed to be translucent Monday anyways. And because I've seen flamingos at the botanical gardens in mid-year, I wanted to do something flamingo-like or a flamingo. So that's what I'm doing. Some sort of leafy flamingo type of creature. Okay. I think I'll decorate this area with beads. I stitched on a flower sequin and some beads for the leaves. This will be a tropical Dottie, so tropical Dottie will have some dots added to her design, some black dots on the green leaf. So let's just get the black marker and draw those dots on to the bottom of it, because I do have to keep it translucent, but I don't want to darken the bead too much, so I'll keep it like this. And I think it looks like this. I'm going to have to think of something for her head. But I did start to crochet her head. Not her head, but her neck. So I think this piece of wire could make a teeny tiny thing for the mechanism that I'm going to finish at home, and I hope it works, because I think I could do a open and close beak this time. So I gathered some more tiny pieces of wire for this, and I'm trying something new this time, an open and close beak. I really hope it's big enough. Off camera, I constructed this beak. It's a working beak, which is a good thing that I wanted to try. And I've even added some markers, some thread to add some more details to it. And this is how the beak is done. I will have to figure out how to get the head, like get the beak into its head. So for now I'm just going to come up with even more possible design details that I could put in there. Then with a pink marker, I colored some fabric. And now let's get the beak through the hole of this piece of fabric. We're going to stitch that mechanism onto the beak, like the head. So now let's get a needle and let's thread it to get the flamingo head onto it. I'm not going to stitch it all the way because I want to make it possible when I get home, but at least some of it, because I will make it fluffier when I get home. So it's okay if it's messy because it will tell me where to add the feathers when I get home. So just going to stitch it on, and I may as well put eyes on it, or but first let's just do it here. And wow, that's a more advanced flamingo that I've ever done. Just wanted to try an advanced doll-sized flamingo, and it happened, and yet keep it small and tiny. Now let's just push that. Let's also close the sewing with a knot. There we go. And just testing. Would she look good with it or not? Okay. I think I need a brighter pink for the areas where I did the stitching. That's better. And there we go. Let's just stitch that on. So the head to make a flamingo, but because I forgot the wire, I'm going to do the legs at home. And yet I hadn't thought about what to do for the flamingo legs just yet. So I will leave it unfinished until I get home. So I'm going to trim that and stitch that. And a knot to close this. And there we go. And unravel those threads. So I could make the top of her head fluffier. And there we go. It looks like flamingo feathers now, although this is wool. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Then in Madeira, I bought some of this ribbon that at least has enough wire in it to fix this flamingo. So I'm going to get a wire into the head, and I'm going to twist it all around Tropical Dottie's neck to make sure it is posable and stays in the position that I want it to stay. This is a really thin wire, but I hope it's enough to hold poses, and it does. Hold flamingo neck poses. And I don't have glue in Madeira, so I'm going to have to be creative here with how I'm going to do the flamingo head. So I have this piece of needle, and I'm going to just stitch that in to make a flamingo feather hairstyle. Maybe not a hairstyle. What has this channel become? But okay. I'm going to just stitch it So that's what I have. And this is how it looks like. Now we need to trim this off of it, and we're going to make sure all the wires are bent. And we're going to have to figure out something for this ribbon thing. I know a hat. We're going to make a hat for Tropical Dottie. It is in the name, so why not? And I also bought these sequins, these greenish sequins that I also want to use in it. Then I find this button, which seems like a better idea for the hat. So, okay, better stop deciding and start sewing this onto it. So we're going to just sew it like this. Do a ruffle flower, a fabric flower, using it for the hat. So let's just do it like this. There we go. And let's get that button on for the hat, or a flower decoration that looks hat-like. Let's scrunch this up a little more. Good thing I bought this. Maybe it's better to make it removable, so I have bought these. They have the beads. I have it on a paper clip. It came like this in stores, so why not use that for it somehow by bending it, or maybe not. Maybe it's better to use the ribbon for that, to hold it on. But first I'll just close that sewing because it's like too short for a ribbon, for another ribbon to be added. Wait, I have this. Maybe I'll use that for the removable accessory. That did not work. Let's try it with something else. Maybe this ribbon again, but this time not the sharp bits, the soft bits. They aren't sharp, but I just don't know how to call it. Scratchy part of the fabric. Wrap it around the neck and like this, so it's not too tight. Okay, I'll add eyes later, but for now I'm just going to use that as an anchor to hold it. It's basically just ensuring it fits on the head. And I don't really want to make it look like an eye bandage. Her eyes are fine. Oh wait, I hadn't added eyes yet, but I will. But anyways, let's just get the flower on. Make sure the sewing is it on is away from areas where it could be potentially permanent. And we're going to stitch that and close the sewing. Cut. And there's a hat, a flower hat, or whatever you want to call it, hat. I think the head needs more wires, more support wires. I added a lot of paper clip wire to the neck, and I had to hide it with the pink wool, and the flamingo looks like this. The legs I'm going to do in Northern Ireland, and I've also added forest green eyes to this flamingo. So that's what I've done. And this is her flower hat on that she can wear, but it's optional. I kept it loose so it's easy to put on and remove when I need to. And here are the sparkles of it. The legs are going to be so much fun, but I'll do them in Northern Ireland. This is just so I could hold things on, but yet I'm just going to make a hook with that for the legs. There is a hook, but okay, maybe I'll cut that off. because I don't think the flamingo needs that. What could I do for this part? I'm back in Northern Ireland, so now I'm going to add legs to tropical Dottie, and finally I had some proper wire for this. I'm going to use some red beads for the legs. So with the red beads, I'll start oblique and work my way to translucent at the end of the legs. So right now in Northern Ireland it's dark outside very quickly, but you know the time of year in Northern Ireland, so if you live there, if not, then how long or short the days in winter and autumn are, please let me know. So that's what I'm doing for the legs. Now I'm going to need to keep on adding. Let's add this here. Okay, the first leg is almost done. Time to add a bead to finish the flamingo leg. Looking through my beads on what should I use. Let's see with this. Let's use that for the leg. And let's repeat everything for the other leg. Legs done. And look how fun they are to pose. However, I still want to add black dots to the very bottom of these legs, and I happen to have acrylic markers, which are a smaller and quicker way of using acrylic paint, so I'll be using it for the dots. So I'm going to get it into the fine tip. I will fix those black dots on the leaf. some smaller ones too. To this Dottie flamingo. That looks much better. And to the legs. And this side. I think I also want to see if I can add some green to the legs as well. With those acrylic markers, this is fun. Oh wow. I'm really enjoying this. Nice. Let's try some orangey color. Let's add it to the mix too. I underestimated how fun it will be to use those acrylic paint markers I picked up, but it is. I just wanted to try them, so that's why I bought them, but I underestimated how much I'll enjoy using them. And they dry quick, so I'm very happy with how they work. And that's the finished product. So, Szewczaks, what do you think of this tropical Dottie flamingo? Please tell me in the comments. I've started it in Madeira but finished it in Northern Ireland. Please tell me what do you think of her. And bye, Szewczaks. See you in another video. Bye.